Most people wake up every morning to trade hours for dollars, not realizing there's another path, one where you don't just survive, but truly live. A life where your dreams aren't weekend fantasies, but your daily reality. Jim Rohn said it best: don't just earn a living, create a lifestyle. Today, we're diving into one of the most powerful shifts you can ever make, the journey from employee to entrepreneur. Stay with me till the end, because the insights you're about to hear could spark the shift that transforms your life, your income, and your future forever. 1. The mindset shift from worker to owner. Most people spend their entire lives operating from the mindset of an employee, waiting for instructions, following someone else's plan, and depending on a paycheck for survival. This mindset isn't inherently wrong, it simply limits what you are capable of becoming. The worker mindset says, "Tell me what to do, and I'll do it." The owner mindset says, "I'll decide what needs to be done, and I'll take responsibility for the results." This is the foundation of entrepreneurship, not a job change, but a transformation of identity. When you operate as an employee, even a highly skilled one, you are participating in someone else's dream. You clock in, complete tasks, and trade time for money. Your life becomes structured around external expectations, but the moment you choose ownership, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, you step into a place of power. Ownership means no more waiting for permission, no more hoping for raises, no more relying on luck. Instead, you begin shaping your own destiny. This doesn't require quitting your job overnight. In fact, the shift usually begins while you're still working, because the mindset evolves before the lifestyle does. Ownership begins with accountability. Your future is your responsibility. Your skills are your responsibility. Your income is your responsibility. And your success is not something that happens to you. It's something you build with intention. The difference between the worker and the owner is not circumstance, it's perspective. An entrepreneur doesn't look at an obstacle and think, "I can't." They think, "How can I?" Their default mode is creative problem solving. They are driven not by necessity, but by vision. They understand that if they want a better life, they must design it, not wait for it. They refuse to let their circumstances dictate their potential. This is why the mindset shift is so powerful. It frees you from limitation. The owner mindset also brings a deeper understanding of value. Workers trade hours for dollars. Owners create value that continues producing long after the work is done. Employees rely on security. Owners rely on growth. Employees seek comfort. Owners seek challenge. And while challenges are uncomfortable, they are the very process through which owners rise. But perhaps the most important shift is belief. You must believe you deserve more than stability. You deserve significance. You must believe that your ideas matter. You must believe that you can create something that impacts others. When you begin believing you are capable of building, creating, and leading, the world opens up. Your actions, choices, and habits start aligning with the future you once thought was out of reach. This mindset shift is not about arrogance, it's about responsibility. It says, "My life is too important to leave in the hands of others." It says, "My dreams deserve my effort." And it says, "I am capable of more." The moment you embrace ownership, everything changes. You stop hoping for opportunities. You start creating them. You stop wishing for success. You start engineering it. This is the mindset that transforms ordinary people into leaders, innovators, and entrepreneurs. It begins in the mind, but it changes everything around you. 2. Finding your passion in business. Passion is not a magical feeling you stumble into. It is a force you cultivate over time by engaging deeply with meaningful work. People often spend years waiting to find their passion, as if it is hidden like a buried treasure. But passion doesn't appear on the sidelines. It appears in motion. It emerges when you invest your energy into something that grows because of your effort. Jim Rohn taught that passion blossoms when you discover something you truly believe in, something worthy of your time and your heart. To find passion in business, you must start by examining yourself with honesty and curiosity. What types of problems naturally catch your attention? What do people often ask for your help with? What topics pull you in without anyone forcing you? Passion is often disguised as small sparks: curiosity, interest, fascination. These sparks grow when you give them focus and when you allow yourself to explore without judgment. Entrepreneurship is not about being excited every second of the day. It's about choosing a direction that aligns with the deeper parts of who you are. Passion grows when you solve problems that matter, when you see your work making someone's life easier, better, or more meaningful, when you realize you have the power to create value. Passion grows through contribution. Another myth is that passion must feel effortless. But true passion demands effort. It stretches you, challenges you, pushes you to become better. When you begin a new business, the excitement of the idea is just the starting point. The real passion develops when you face challenges, learn new skills, and see your solutions take shape in the real world. Passion is not the fire that begins the journey. It is the fire that grows because you keep walking the journey. It's important to avoid chasing every opportunity that comes your way. Not all opportunities align with your values, your personality, or your strengths. Chasing money without meaning leads to burnout. Chasing trends without resonance leads to frustration. The right business is the one that energizes you, not drains you. The business that inspires you to show up even when it's difficult. The mission that feels worth building. When your work aligns with your passion, it stops feeling like labor and becomes purpose. You wake up thinking about new ideas. You feel proud of the value you bring. You find meaning in the challenges because they are part of something bigger than a paycheck. Your business becomes more than an income-generating machine. It becomes a reflection of who you are and what you care about. Jim Rohn often said, "Find something that you can become truly passionate about, because the stronger your passion, the greater your determination." A passionate entrepreneur is a powerful force. They persevere longer, they innovate more freely, they lead with conviction, and most importantly, they build businesses that endure. Passion isn't just an advantage in business, it is fuel. And the moment you discover a mission worth pursuing, that fuel can take you anywhere. 3. Building a system that serves you. Many people begin entrepreneurship with enthusiasm, but they quickly discover that working for yourself can become a trap if you don't build systems. Without systems, your business relies entirely on your presence, your time, and your energy. You stop being an employee of someone else and become an employee of yourself. This is why true entrepreneurs focus not on working harder, but on creating structures that allow them to work smarter, structures that turn effort into leverage and leverage into freedom. A system is any process that produces consistent results without requiring constant input. It could be automation software, a clear workflow, a template, a delegated task, or even a habit. Systems transform chaos into order. They transform guesswork into repeatable success. They allow your business to function even when you're not actively involved. Without systems, growth becomes impossible because everything depends on you. The goal of entrepreneurship is not to build a business that consumes your life. It is to build one that supports your life. A well-designed system frees you from doing the same tasks over and over. It frees you from stress, unpredictability, and burnout. It allows you to scale without sacrificing your sanity. And most importantly, it creates time to think, innovate, expand, and enjoy the rewards of your effort. Jim Rohn's wisdom captures the essence of this. Don't wish it was easier, wish you were better. But becoming better doesn't mean doing more. It means designing smarter ways to achieve the same or greater results. When you focus on systems, you elevate from being a worker to being an architect. You build a structure that performs for you. There are three key pillars of powerful systems. Automation. Anything that can be automated should be. From customer follow-ups to inventory management to scheduling, technology exists to simplify the repetitive parts of business. Automation reduces errors, saves time, and multiplies output without increasing effort. Delegation. You cannot do everything. You should not do everything. Identify the tasks that drain your energy or require skills you don't possess and outsource them. Delegation transforms your role from operator to leader. It allows you to focus on the highest value activities that truly move the business forward. Process. Every activity in your business should have a clear, repeatable method. Document the steps, refine them, improve them. A documented process is an asset. It allows others to take over tasks without confusion. It creates consistency. It builds momentum. Once your systems are in place, your business becomes a machine you designed. It can grow without overwhelming you. It can operate without requiring every second of your attention. This is how entrepreneurs achieve freedom, not by escaping work completely, but by creating a structure that makes the work manageable, scalable, and meaningful. When you build systems, you're not just building income, you're building independence. You're creating something that lasts, something that serves you instead of controlling you. And in the long run, systems are what separate a struggling entrepreneur from a thriving one. They are the difference between exhaustion and empowerment, between chaos and clarity, between a job and a business. The sooner you build them, the sooner your business becomes a true vehicle for success. 4. Managing risk wisely. Entrepreneurs don't ignore risk. They learn to manage it with intelligence, patience, and strategic preparation. Many people imagine entrepreneurship as a wild leap into the unknown, a kind of daring gamble where everything is on the line. But real entrepreneurs, the ones who build lasting companies and meaningful legacies, don't take blind chances. They take calculated steps. They study their environment, analyze opportunities, and understand the potential consequences of their actions. Risk is not something to be feared, but something to be understood and shaped. It is a force that, when harnessed properly, becomes a powerful ally. Instead of jumping without looking, the wise entrepreneur begins by gathering knowledge. They read, research, talk to mentors, and observe patterns. They ask, what is the true cost of this decision? What happens if things go wrong? What can I do today to reduce the chances of failure tomorrow? Preparation is the entrepreneur's shield. A well-prepared mind can see danger long before it arrives and can also recognize opportunities others overlook. Planning, testing ideas, and refining approaches are not signs of hesitation. They are signs of strength. The person who prepares thoroughly is not moving slowly. They are moving deliberately. They understand that speed means nothing if the direction is wrong. Wise entrepreneurs build gradually, step by step. They test early, fail small, learn fast, and adjust continuously. They don't throw everything into a single idea and pray for success. Instead, they start part-time if necessary, allowing the business to mature organically. This approach minimizes unnecessary stress and protects financial stability while still allowing growth. One of the greatest insights entrepreneurs discover is that the biggest risk of all is often not acting. The danger of an unlived life is heavier than the temporary discomfort of uncertainty. Many people spend years imagining what they could have done if they had been braver, wiser, or more disciplined. They carry regrets like invisible chains, always wondering, what if I had tried? What if I had believed in myself? Jim Rohn captures this perfectly. Discipline weighs ounces. Regret weighs tons. The discipline to prepare, save, plan, study, and take calculated steps may feel heavy in the moment, but it is nothing compared to the crushing weight of a life filled with missed opportunities. Smart risk is the engine of achievement. When you manage risk wisely, you transform dreams into reality. You make progress where others remain stuck in hesitation. You become the kind of person who faces life with confidence because you know you have done your homework, built a foundation, and taken steps grounded in reason rather than fear. Managing risk wisely isn't about eliminating uncertainty. It's about developing the strength and intelligence to navigate uncertainty with clarity. When your actions are guided by preparation and purpose, the path forward becomes brighter, steadier, and far more rewarding. In the end, the point isn't to avoid risk, but to transform it into growth, wisdom, and possibility. 5. Creating a business that gives you freedom. The true purpose of building a business is not simply to make money, it is to build a life of freedom, meaning, and choice. Money is a tool, a resource, a support system, but freedom is the real prize. Freedom over your time, your environment, your priorities, your energy, and ultimately, your future. A prosperous entrepreneur is not someone who just earns more. It is someone who lives more intentionally, with more control and less compromise. Too many people build businesses that trap them. They create systems that depend entirely on their presence, their hours, and their constant effort. What begins as a dream turns into a cage, a prison disguised as ambition. But the wise entrepreneur understands that a business should serve your life, not consume it. A business built with freedom in mind begins with purpose. When you build something aligned with your values, it energizes you instead of exhausting you. Purpose brings clarity, and clarity brings focus. When you know why you're building, you can make decisions that keep your life and your work in harmony. Adding value is your next priority. Businesses grow when they solve real problems, simplify people's lives, or improve their experience in meaningful ways. When your value is undeniable, your income becomes more stable, and stability is part of freedom. But freedom doesn't come from value alone. It comes from systems. Systems are the invisible engines that keep your business running even when you aren't present. They allow you to delegate, automate, and scale. Without systems, your time becomes the bottleneck. With systems, your business becomes a structure that supports your goals instead of draining your energy. Imagine a business where tasks repeat correctly without you micromanaging, where customers receive consistent service, where revenue flows even when you take a vacation or spend time with family. That is the essence of entrepreneurial freedom. It is not about working less. It is about working smarter, with greater intention and better leverage. Discipline is also essential. Freedom is built on the foundation of consistent effort applied in the right direction. Many people want freedom, but resist the temporary discomfort required to create it. They want the benefits without the responsibility. But true entrepreneurs understand that freedom requires structure. The discipline to organize, to prioritize, to plan, to execute systems, and to maintain high standards is what eventually gives you the ability to step back and enjoy the life your business makes possible. Finally, freedom is a reward for building something bigger than yourself, something meaningful, valuable, and resilient. When you pour purpose into your work, serve people with excellence, and design systems that multiply your results, your business becomes a vehicle for life, not a replacement for it. You gain the freedom to choose how to live, who to become, and where to direct your energy. Freedom stops being a distant dream and becomes a daily experience. That is the kind of business worth building, one that expands your possibilities instead of limiting them, one that gives back more than it demands, one that empowers you to shape your own destiny. Jim Rohn left us with a truth that echoes through every successful entrepreneur's story. Profits are better than wages. Wages make you a living. Profits make you a fortune. So don't just work for a living, build for a life. Your future is waiting. Now go create it.